Hi everyone, it's Miss Hakvari in the library. I'm here to talk with you in advisory. It's been great seeing so many classes through the library in the last couple weeks. Thanks for getting us off to a good start. For those of you who haven't been in our building before, I do appear in advisory a couple times a month, usually, to talk with you about connections we can make to books that we have in the library based on what's going on in school or what's going on in the world. My goal as a librarian here is to put as many stories and book ideas in front of students as possible, because the more stories and books we're exposed to, the more we'll have a chance of finding something we really connect with and are really interested in. So that's kind of our goal. So today, I know a lot of you have probably had a chance to listen to a few First Chapter Fridays by now, and I have kind of a twist on that sort of activity. There's 4 different First Chapter Fridays you'll have a chance to choose from, or a read aloud and of a picture book. And all of these stories have something to do with getting started in school. And it's a situation where maybe you can identify with what the main character is going through, so kind of common issues that people run into in school. And maybe you sympathize with that, maybe you've been through it yourself, or maybe you're like, wow, I've never really thought about that before, but that is kind of an interesting issue. So one book that you might consider looking at is called Schooled. It's by Gordon Corman, who many of you have read his books before. And so in this story, Cap is the main character. He's been raised and homeschooled kind of away from society, and now he is starting school for the first time in middle school, and it's very eye-opening. So that's one choice. There is a book called Look Both Ways by Jason Reynolds, and you can listen to a little bit of the author reading from the very first part of this book. This is actually more of a collection of short stories, which is really fun. I like reading that way as well. There is the book Marcus Vega Doesn't Speak Spanish, and you can hear the first chapter of this book. And in this book, Marcus is an 8th grader, but he looks like a full-grown adult. He's always been big for his size, and it makes for some very interesting situations. So when the book starts, he's kind of explaining how he goes through his everyday life at school, and kind of how he takes advantage of a tricky situation, which is being singled out for the way he looks. And then another book you can consider is Mercy Suarez, Changes Gears. So this is starting, Mercy is starting school. She's in this private school, and she feels uncomfortable because she's on scholarship and a lot of her classmates are pretty wealthy. And it starts as they're getting ready to take pictures, and she has some creative ideas on how to get to the picture location. And then the last book that you have a chance to interact with is called The Proudest Blue. You can see that this is a picture book, so it's not really a First Chapter Friday. It's more of a 5-minute read aloud. And this is about a girl starting school as her older sister is also starting school, but the older sister has her first day of wearing hijab in school, and it causes some interesting situations. So I hope you all have had a great start to your school year. I hope you enjoy digging into some of these books, and if you're interested in checking any of them out, we have them all for you in our library.